One of the things that I noticed about Solle that really got me excited was specifically the use of the whole plant extract and not isolating to, other constituents. But yet you do test to make sure that the whole plant compounds are effective for those constituents. So I'd like for you to share your philosophy on why whole plant extracts, and then also maintaining the effectiveness in testing for the specific constituents that you guys test for.
Thanks, Erica. Great to be here, everybody, and hopefully we can help somebody. We took a lot of care in writing the Solle Certain standard. It was not to fill a page or to, provide a constituent of the website that everyone expects, some statement on quality. It was for two groups of people. Anyone who will ever work for Solle Naturals in the manufacturing or quality or any other department, to be the statement of what we will adhere to, what our standard is. And then secondly, it was for everybody else. And so if you take a look sometime, I know it's like 10 different points and it's quite a bit of verbiage, but it is very carefully worded, purposefully. I guess the word in recent years is intentionally worded the way it is. And we do talk about this, and I think it's a great question, Erica. What's our philosophy? Why did we do it this way? Well, it was based upon my experiences and a few of the other closely knit founders at the start, from a little more than 20 years dealing with the company with 600 products. We did talk a lot about quality in the other company. It was important to us. And as the company got bigger and bigger and more compartmentalized, I was able to see how many different ways a company in the supplement industry can change the nature of a product. So we wanted to establish it. And our philosophy first is to use as much as we can whole plant extracts. We also use whole plant powders, non-concentrated. It's impossible to extract something from a plant without concentrating it to some degree. You just can't extract it, without doing that. But sometimes the powders, are best. And if you look at a few of our formulas, we'll combine concentrated whole plant extracts with some raw powders too. And people kind of wonder why. I will tell you why, because philosophically, one of the first three statements I would make is because we don't know everything about why plant nutrients do what they do. We've learned so much, and science is progressing so much, but there are an innumerable number of studies where great results are seen after using, say, a whole plant extract, and the scientists who are more transparent, a little more honest, I would say, will say, it's not clear why, but this is what we saw. We think it might be this. And there is a lot of that. And that sometimes makes people feel like, we're just guessing here. No, we're really not. In fact, there are thousands of years of really specific records and experiences with plants, but they grow in different parts of the world. The extracting methods are different. We know that we can extract what we can. Sometimes the method might extract more of some part of a plant than another. And so we need to keep a certain humility to always learn and listen as things evolve. And so I know that's a pretty broad general introductory statement, but I know that sounds funny to say it that way, but I think there's so much more to learn still. And so that's why we try to cover all the bases we can to preserve the balance of nature in a plant, using a whole plant where possible, but concentrating it up. And I would say combine it with common sense. There are some parts of the plant that aren't good to eat. We don't use those parts. So there's common sense, there's science, and then there's the art of combining things together. And that's a whole other topic, because we're convinced so often that quality is science. And I would argue that every bit every single bit as important of the science of product is the art of the recipe, just like a good chef. But anyway, back to you, Erica. I can't answer that in few short words. There's too much. Like, what's my philosophy with that? Wow.